Is it going, guys? And welcome to Mega Mike. Today we're going to talk about why Mega Mike likes charity. And, yeah, that's going to be what we're talking about. That's me right there. Well, this story, like most of my stories, starts off with a little inspiration of my family going to church. Now, my mama, she always made sure that all of us went to church together. So me and my brother and my two little sisters, we were real involved, and we'd all make sure that every Sunday we went, as well as we were going to the youth group, and we were involved in all that other cool stuff that had the church. And these are clouds, because every church needs like clouds above it. Yeah. Particularly around this time, it had happened to be Christmas time. I remember, because, yeah, it's just Christmas trees everywhere. Christmas is one of my favorite seasons, and, there's little gifts here. There we go. Quite cute. I am quite the artiste, so don't mind me. But in particular, something that they wanted to do was have a choir, go out into the community and sing songs and all that good stuff. And I was part of the church choir. I had always loved singing, and so I was real excited that this is one of the perks that we had as the choir was going out. It makes us happy, it makes the community happy, so it was a big deal to me. The cool thing about it was, like, we'd go out on like this trailer and like a hay ride, this little piece of hay next to that person, and we'd go all throughout the neighborhood and just sing songs. We went to this one neighborhood in particular because a lot of the people in that neighborhood really didn't have a whole lot of money. So we'd find out through the church which houses were had families that couldn't afford certain presents and stuff, and we'd bring them not just presents but Christmas trees, and it would make these sad families really happy. So that was an amazing thing that we got to do. I remember one family in particular that we brought a Christmas tree to, and this lady, she was really happy because her kids kept talking about how Santa Claus finally brought them a tree, and it was something really beautiful, and I loved it a lot. It started getting really late as we were Christmas caroling, and as it got later and later, volunteers started to leave, which is understandable. We don't want to be out too late. So there was only a few of us left out there. I'd say probably a handful, maybe like 6 or 7, as the night went on. But then my youth leader had a wonderful idea. He was like, hey, we've got a few more houses here. Do any of you want to stick around and make sure that we keep going? Just so, every house gets sang to. So, me and my brother, not having anything better to do, we were just kind of like, yeah, that's a great idea. We'll go in and we'll keep singing every single house, So this is our idea. It's glorious. Look at it. Yes. So we decided to go along. We went to this one house. It was the very last house. I remember. It was the last house that we'd gone to. And it was a house on this kind of long stretch of road. And there was something special about this house. It seemed lonelier than the rest. So we went outside of it and we started singing like carolers do in the night sky, because yes, it's nighttime. And to our surprise, or actually to her surprise, an old lady had opened the door, and she was really shocked to find us there just singing outside of her house. I was amazed at how surprised she was. I wasn't sure if she'd never seen Christmas carolers before or what it was, but just the look on her face, it seemed like something she'd never dealt with. And she invited us in. She was just kind of like, come in, boys. I'm like, please. She was, just basically the most welcoming lady we've ever talked to. So we went in and she had us sit down. And this sweet little old lady, she had asked us, like, is there anything you need? And we were like, no, ma'am, we're fine. She was asking if she could bring us like some food or water, and we were okay. And the only we asked her if she needed anything, and the only request she had was that we keep singing. So we did. We sang her one more song inside her house, and that right there made her just the happiest little old lady ever. But then, out of nowhere, in the middle of our song, that sweet little old lady just started to cry. And I'm not sure what happened. I'd never want to make anyone cry, so I asked her. I was like, what's wrong, ma'am? You're so sweet and you're so nice. Why are you crying? And that's when that old lady told me something that still haunts me to this day. She said, young man, I thought the world had forgot about me. She had told me that she felt like everyone had left her. That the only time she ever received human contact was when she was at church and she went to shake the hand of someone. She said her family had moved away. That they're in another part of Texas now, and that they hardly visited her. So she was all alone. I didn't know what to think about this. All I knew was this really sweet, kind old lady deserved nothing but love. But yet here she was, feeling like the world had turned its back on her, and she had no one. The old lady kind of brushed it off, and she said thank you so much for coming in. It meant the world to her that we were able to go to her house and sing for her. It meant so much to her to just be reminded that the world didn't forget about her, and that we were here, and we did see her. I remember making a joke to her and her laughing really hard about it. And over the years, something that I had learned is usually people who laugh the hardest tend to be the loneliest. But the reason they laugh so hard is because it means so much to them. So it was at that moment I decided that I wanted to try to end loneliness. I wanted to start a charity called Laugh with Life, just bringing joy and laughter throughout the world. So I became a stand-up comedian. I hit the stage, doing my best to try to come up with the most ridiculous jokes to make everyone giggle. Yeah, those jokes were pretty bad. I did it for a couple of years. I came up with about 40 minutes of material, and then at college I started doing stage theater. And I loved it. It was so much fun, learning everything there was to learn about honing my entertainment skills to try to make the world laugh, giggle, and just feel. Throughout the years, I never, ever forgot about my mission, which was to try to make the world laugh and smile. And I never, ever forgot about that little old lady who reminded me that sometimes it's the sweetest people who feel the most alone. After I graduated, I was too afraid to start a YouTube channel, but y'all know that story. I finally overcame that fear, and I decided to go ahead and give it a shot. I thought that this was a new means of making people laugh and making people smile, and it was a fun way to do charity work. So I became the Mega Mike that we all know and hopefully love. Me. Yeah. Now, the dream of Laugh with Life still never leaves me. It's something that I think about often. And although, my YouTube channel is going a little slower than I thought it would, I'm still on full drive on trying to change the world with it and bring hope. the point of Laugh with Life was to take just groups of people, much like, you know, the Carolers, who are just good-hearted, love to talk, love to entertain. You know, I want to take local cosplayers, DJs, artists, and comedians to hospitals, depression shelters, and nursing homes to go and spend time with people who may feel the loneliest and who may feel like no one's there for them, and show them love, show them kindness, and show them laughter. This is my goal, because to me, laughing out loud isn't just about laughing, it's about smiling, and it's about feeling loved. It's about being fueled by love. And that, guys, is why Mega Mike likes charity. And honestly, this all revolves around you guys, because without you, I wouldn't have people to laugh with. I wouldn't have people to talk to, and I wouldn't be Mega Mike. So guys, I just want to thank you all again for listening to my story. This story has always stuck with me, and I always tell this story. But yeah. Well guys, I had fun. I hope that you guys had fun. You guys really are the best, and as always, my lovely friends, fans, and followers, tune in next time to the Mega Mike Show. Mwah.